Hi everyone, it is early February as I film this, and I am going through my list of all the seeds I'm going to plant in February, and today I thought I'd share with you all of the vegetables that I'll be planting this month. If you're new here, I'm Michelle. I live in Garden, Missouri, Zone 7, and we have a last frost date of April 15th, which means it's about time to get some of my cold weather loving veggies started. I have my list here. It has worked out really well for me this year to just have this one sheet of paper that has, I'll pop a closer up picture of this on the screen or a screenshot, but basically every week of the year up until September has a row, and then I just have in each cell of a spreadsheet what I need to be planting that week. So let's start off with what I am planting the first week of February. All right, first thing I'm planting in February is kale. I have a pack of this Lacinato Dinosaur Kale from Botanical Interest. I like this both for eating fresh, for cooking into soups and stews, and I also want to start a lot of this year so that I have some extra to use as just a bedding plant, because I've seen people use this on the edges of their cottage gardens, like right by walkways, as just like good looking plants, and I think it looks so nice. It's that kind of bluish shade of green, and so I'm growing a bunch of extra that I can put in my front yard that I won't be eating because I will have to spray it with deer spray, so definitely won't want to eat that kale, but I think it'll look really cute out there. Next up for what I'm going to be planting in February is two herbs. The first one is oregano, and I am planting both just regular oregano. I don't know if it's a certain kind or anything. It's from Pine Tree Garden Seeds. I already have some outside and it will come back for me. At least it always has in the past. But then I'm gonna plant a lot more because just like the kale, I would like to kind of have this growing in my landscape as well as in my herb garden for eating. So I'm growing a lot of oregano, both from this packet and from some seeds that I will save. And then I'm also growing an ornamental kind of oregano. This is from Swallowtail Garden Seeds and it's called Kirigami ornamental oregano, and it says that it is really good for hanging baskets, and in the picture it looked really pretty. So it came with 25 seeds. I am planting all of them, and I'm going to try them like it says in my hanging baskets, and maybe in some containers as well to see if it will kind of grow over and drape over the side. And then last is thyme. I will collect some seeds from my garden. It's right out here on my deck. I can see it out my kitchen window. I have a ton of thyme. It comes back every year and it always goes to seed, so I can collect some seed from that and grow it. And then I also got from Swallowtail Garden Seeds again, this magic carpet thyme. I've seen a lot of people growing this in between stones on pathways. Now it does seem that it would maybe spread a little bit too much for me to do that. Like it seems like it would spread out over the stones, but I'm gonna try it. I have some stones in my garden, so I figured I would just give it a try in a little small part, or just try growing it right on the very edges of my garden next to the pathways and see if it looks pretty and if I like it. Okay, referencing my calendar, I am now moving on to, I don't have anything slated to grow the second week of February, but the third weekend in February is President's Day weekend, and I have that day off, so it's a 3-day weekend, and I'm hoping I can get a lot of seeds started then. So first up for that third week of February, I am planning on planting a lot of basil. I have too many packets of basil seeds, but I do grow this both for eating, like for culinary purposes, and for cut flower use, and just for my landscape. I love how it looks in the garden, and in my experience, deer do not touch it. So I will plant a lot of basil, and I have slated on here, I will talk about my succession plans more in a later video, but let me see. I have slated on here to grow basil every 3 weeks. So I'm thinking about planting a new succession of basil every 3 weeks all the way through August. I don't know if that's the best plan or not, but that's what I'm going to try this year, because in the past my basil will end up getting I don't know, just like not great for bouquets, and it goes to seed because I'm not always on top of cutting all the flowers off. So I'm hoping this year just to keep starting tons of fresh batches of it, and that way if there's some that's not so good anymore, I can pull it out and replace it. But let me quickly go through and tell you all the kinds of basil that I'm going to grow this year. First up is Thai basil. So I have a fresh packet from Botanical Interest of sweet Thai basil, a partially used packet of sweet Thai basil, and then a really old packet from Territorial Seeds of Siam Queen basil. I don't know how good these seeds will be anymore. This was this is from 2022, so it's 4 years old. But we use Thai basil a lot in cooking. We love to make spicy Thai basil, like the rice dish, and we also like to make drunken noodles. So we use this for both of those. And I also like using Thai basil for bouquets. I find that it holds up pretty well, so I will probably start this in every one of those basil successions. All right, next up is what I would just consider like normal basil. So I have a pretty old packet of basil just that I picked up at the hardware store. It is from 2023, so I bet I'll still have decent germination on this, and this will just be for eating and for some bouquet use. And then I also had heard that this type, it is Basil prospera. The variety on Botanical Interest is called Noga, N-O-G-A, and I've heard that this one is slow to bolt. And so like I mentioned, I can be not so great about picking off the flowers when they start to flower, so I really wanted to try this one this year. I also have two varieties of purple basil. I have dark opal basil from Johnny's, and I have purple Petra from Botanical Interests. I love using purple basil in bouquets. I don't really use it for culinary use. I just use it for bouquets and for in my landscape. So I will probably include this in every one of those basil successions as well. Okay, next is cardinal basil, and this is one that I tried for the first time last year. Last year I got it from Botanical Interest. This year I got it from Johnny's, but I think it's the same thing. This basil was the strongest basil that I had in bouquets. The stems were super thick and strong. It looked great in bouquets. It also looked great in my landscape. It has really beautiful purplish reddish flowers at the top. So I will be growing a lot of this year. All right, and then last I have two more kinds of basil specifically for bouquets. I have citrus basil, the Mrs. Burns lemon basil. I did like this for bouquet use last year in terms of the smell. It smells really, really good. I didn't have the best luck with it holding up, but maybe I was just harvesting at the wrong time and I need to figure that out a little better. And then last, I have a ginormous packet of cinnamon basil. This must have been on sale last year when I bought it, but I have an ounce and it is like a ton of seeds in here. But this kind, did I grow it last year? It's open, so I must have, but I don't remember it. So I'm gonna grow this and it will be a surprise on if I like it in bouquet use or not. Next up is another herb. I will be growing a lot of sage, just common sage. I got these packets from Johnny's. We love to use sage in cooking. My kids and both me and my husband both really like to eat gnocchi with brown butter sage sauce. My kids are 2 and 5 and that's like their favorite dinner. So we go through a lot of sage. So I'll probably plant successions of this as well, just so I always have fresh sage on hand. All right, and then my last herb that I'll be starting in February is mint. I have a packet of just common mint seeds. We have mint in our little herb garden on our deck and it comes back every year, but I'm always a little nervous about whether it will come back, or when it does come back, it's a little bit sparse. So I always like to start some new to make sure we have a lot of mint. I really like to just make this in drinks, just put it in some sparkling water with some lime, and it's really good and really fresh tasting, so I love having mint. My husband also likes to put it in tea. I've got 2 more vegetables left that I'll be planting in February. The first one is bok choy. So I got a packet of baby bok choy from Botanical Interest. We really like using bok choy in stir fries, and last year I tried growing this, but I did not have good success. It all bolted before we were able to use it, so I think I need to plant it out a little bit earlier. So I moved it up on my calendar this year, and like I said, I'm planting this the 3rd week of February, or at least I'm starting the seeds the 3rd week of February, and I will probably get them out pretty early. I'll keep you updated on when I do that. But I'm hoping if I get them out when our weather's a little cooler, they won't bolt so quickly. All right, the last vegetable that I'm planting in February, and I plan to start this the 3rd week as well, is peppers. And I have a bunch of different kind of peppers that I will be growing. A bunch of these seed packets are old because I only use a few seeds a year. I don't really need that many pepper plants, but I have a feeling that they will still be pretty good. In general, I've started seeds 5 to 6 years after buying them, and it seems like I get decent germination. I'll just sow a few more seeds just in case. But the first pepper I have is from Baker Creek. It's called the, I'm not going to pronounce this right, it's called the Eshvarsky pepper. I grew this one last year and we made a little like quick pickled pepper mix out of it to use on pizza and sandwiches, and it was really good. So I'm going to grow this one again. I have just a regular jalapeno. This one's from Baker Creek as well. It's called Craig's Grande Jalapeno. I think it's just a normal jalapeno. I've grown it in the past and I like it, so I'll grow some of those. A regular banana pepper. My kids will eat this just straight out of the garden, so this is one from Baker Creek as well. I don't really use it for anything else other than just giving it to my kids while we're out in the garden, but since they like it so much, I might as well grow some. And then the last one from Baker Creek is Hungarian hot wax pepper. This is another one that I got to put in that pepper quick pickled mix that I had mentioned, and it was really good in there, so I will grow some more of those. Then I have 2 packets of just regular bell peppers. I have one from Pine Tree Garden Seeds called Sweet Pepper Big Red, and then I also have one from Johnny's called Carmen F1. We will use peppers in all kinds of things, stir fry and on pizza, so I did not dedicate a lot of space to these last year, but I'm hoping to grow more this year. And then last up, out of all the seeds, I have 2 new varieties of peppers to me. One is the sweet red cherry pepper from Pine Tree Garden Seeds. I'm hoping to add this to that quick pickled mix that we can use on pizza and sandwiches. And then last I got a chili pepper, shishito peppers, just because I've heard so many people talk about these in YouTube videos that they really like them, so I figured I should try it. So that is the last one that I'll be growing. All right, so those are all the vegetables I'm starting this month in February 2026. I would love to know what you are starting this month. I don't know about you, but I am so anxious to get my hands in the soil and start those seeds and see all the little seeds sprouting. So leave me a comment below and tell me what you are starting or what you're excited about growing this year. And I would also love if you subscribed and liked this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.